Retrograde Enterprises presents Today's Moment in History. February 23rd, 1861. Texas voters officially approved secession from the United States. The secession became official March 2nd. The claim, states' rights. Let's be clear, the core issue was slavery. For enslaved African Americans in Texas, this vote didn't just change a flag. It pushed freedom further out of reach. By joining the Confederacy, Texas aligned itself with a government built specifically to preserve slavery. As the Civil War unfolded, Union troops began moving through parts of the South, and Confederate control started breaking down in some areas. But Texas was geographically removed from many of those early advances, and that distance mattered. It meant slavery there continued largely uninterrupted for much of the war. January 1st, 1863. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, thus declaring enslaved people in Confederate states free. But there's the part people sometimes miss. That freedom depended upon Union troops actually enforcing it. And because Texas saw very limited Union occupation until late in the war, slavery effectively continued there long after it had begun collapsing everywhere else. Freedom was declared, but it wasn't delivered. So it wasn't until June 19, 1865, when Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston and announced that enslaved people were free, that emancipation finally reached Texas. That day is now remembered as Juneteenth. So when we look back at February 23rd, 1861, we're not just looking at a political vote. We're looking at a decision that prolonged bondage in the Deep South. Emancipation wasn't instant. It wasn't evenly experienced. And for hundreds of thousands of Black Texans, that vote meant 4 more years of forced labor before freedom finally became real.